like a light, lighting up in the dark. You make it right, I forgot how to act, it's so classic. Every time you make me nervous and I lose my words. It's been a while since I forgot the most simple words. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me.
Hey everybody, mic check, 1 2 1 2. Levels look good. Good.
We both know how to be gentle, never cross the line. I feel calm when you're around, like nothing can break me.
I don't know why I took the time to find the stupid emoji when I could just say it, but yes, that is the vote ballot. Oh, Kelly! It's, the expectations. Alright, let's see, almost 3 minutes to go. We may be holding for a few. I will let you know. In the meantime, have some of this.
There's nothing like a tall, frosty glass of white
to wash down all that privilege.
It's Monday, August 14th, and this is your Smart Doll News.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
So glad to be back on Monday. It is a start to the week, and it is a pleasure to spend it with all of you.
It's our favorite way to spend Monday.
It's yes, it's every Monday for us. We especially enjoy our super smarties,
W. Corden, Danielle Duval, and Cyril Simone.
Thank you so much for your super chats, your super stickers, or your super thanks on the playback. We really appreciate it, and it helps keep the channel going, as well as our Discord subscribers.
We have our cheerleaders, Omini, Celestial Styles Alaska, and Queen Nova 201.
Our sponsors, Agarva, Bizbot Redhead's Ramblings, Busy Bee, Tempest Strife, and W. Corden.
And our mascots, Angel Kitty, Baggins Lover, Geek Squeaks, and Warsheep. We love you guys, and we thank you so much.
All right. We've got a lot to talk about. There's going to be... there's every week lately, there's some controversial stuff going on. So there's going to be a little bit of that. I will warn you ahead of time, or I am warning you ahead of time. And we do have some behind the scenes photos at the end. And if you want to chat afterwards, if you want to, if you have any questions or anything like that, hop on the Discord. We'll be hanging out in chat when we are done. So let's dig into this. Ta-da! We got Transcendence anime in all the skin tones.
She's very cute.
We've got T and Coco, which are new. We haven't seen these yet. Just revealed this week. What do we think, Sandy? I mean, you've got Gray. Do you need another vampire girl, or is anime cute enough to get you to get a third vampire girl? I
don't know. I mean, it feels wrong to have another one to me.
Well, they have to have like a nest. And this could be like, the young. See, the problem here is, if I were to get there, I would just want to get another Cinnamon girl which I wouldn't want to do, but like.
I really like her in Cinnamon.
But, well, my reasoning is like, you got to have like the blonde, the young blonde ingenue, like little, what's her face?
Claudia from Interview with a Vampire.
Exactly. And the anime does a really good job of being sort of younger siblings.
She could also be Harmony from Buffy.
Yeah.
You go that route, like kind of like the blonde, quote unquote, bimbo.
Yep.
Type thing.
But I mean, she does look fantastic. I mean, Transcendence has always looked really good in Coco, with those fangs really standing out. What do you think about T?
She looks, I don't know, it's the pose Danny has her in, but she just looks very sweet.
Yeah.
Like, for a vampire, she definitely plays off the take me home, I'm cute.
Yes. Well, and I think, in general, anime does. Like, yeah. It's a very cute face up. She is very, very cool. Yeah, let us know, chat, and in the comments, which one are you planning on getting?
And this actually kind of applies to our major topic this evening, is the fact that in this photo she looks very milk.
Yeah, okay, so we've talked about this a number of times. if you look at Danny's photographs, they're gonna vary. You know, like he's not taking them all in the same environment all the time. He's fairly consistent with the product shots like these. Like he's got a particular spot that he takes them in, but you know, you get him out in sunlight or just the settings on Danny's camera is different. He's exposed it, or they're wearing a different shirt. For instance, the what am I saying? The thumbnail for this video, I actually edited in Photoshop to make the two cinnamon girls look the same because they didn't. They were different exposures because one of them had a white shirt, which changes how the camera generally is going to expose the picture.
Okay.
So I just brought up the brightness just a hair to make them match. So yeah, we'll be definitely getting into that more as we go. All right, let's take a look at this girl.
Yeah, this is what I was saying. She was what I envisioned for Prowess. The blackish, the dark charcoal or black whiskers on the gray.
Yeah.
It's a very tabby cat kind of.
Tabby?
Yeah, it's a gray tabby.
Oh, all right. I always think of tabby as, you know, like orange.
Yeah, that's an orange tabby.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. It's like the pattern, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. To me, orange is always tabby, but this is very cute. I really do like this, and this would look so good in the Kigurumi, the panther or the leopard spot Kigurumi that we got.
It would. That would look really cute. Actually, she'd look fantastic in the one from Danny.
Yeah, this is true. The
Tora,
white and brown.
Tora Kigurumi.
Yeah. I do want to go. I'm not sure if I can't remember if I actually pulled this tweet or not. So I'm going to go back 1 second here. He did mention that, yeah, here it is. That apparently many of the you know, those in Smart Doll Land are not keen on the gray for anime Transcendence specifically. So they didn't do any gray paint tests. I think that's sort of a winky sort of like, do you really want me to kind of thing?
Yeah, but it could also be, I mean, he did ask not too long ago whether people wanted more gray or they wanted the black navy.
Sure.
And I mean, she'd look fantastic in black navy with the fangs hanging down.
Yeah, she would. So I mean, there definitely were instantly many people to, you know, saying like, yes, please, gray. So we'll see what he does, but currently it does seem like the feedback has been that gray may not be coming for anime Transcendence. All right, wanted to make sure I mentioned that.
Very, very cute.
Prowess, gray Prowess is fantastic. I mean, gray, Prowess. Prowess in almost all the fantasy colors generally is pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't like her as much in person in blue. Like when I got her, like I actually really liked Kitty Blue's Prowess, the way she had her styled. But then when we got her, I was like, I don't really like her for me. Yeah, but I do like the gray.
I think she would also look really good in the black navy.
And actually, somebody manifested a mock-up of her in black navy with yellow whiskers.
Okay. Yellow's a little, I would just do white personally, but interesting. I mean, the yellow goes with the blue. So this is fantastic. And let's see what we have next. All right. First, look at the Pear body and the doll. It seems like he's making a the word in my head is flagship, you know what I mean, but like the signature doll, signature face for each tone.
Yep. This is the face that I really like. I love this face.
it is very cool. They're doing so much with lash work these days.
Mm-hmm. And the eyebrows, the thicker eyebrows, like Fortitude and Strength have been known for their eyebrows, but like most of the eyebrows tend to be a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
These are a much thicker, more, bushy looking eyebrow.
So we've seen different versions and different things. Is this your mini-me, or is this just the one that you like the most right now?
I think this is my mini-me.
Okay.
I think this is the one that I liked for my mini-me, but I could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure this is the one.
We'd have to go back and look at the early pictures to see if that actually made it into this.
Yeah, of course I want her in cinnamon because I am definitely not tea.
It's so funny. Like tea, the serious girls work so well in tea.
Yeah, I mean that's Genesis's sister.
Yeah.
She's
so good. So we don't have a name for her yet, although if you stick around to the behind the scenes pictures, we do actually know her code name.
Okay.
So we'll come back to that. All right, we got an Evolve update.
Yay. So we are for Cinnamon and Cocoa, we are on 5.5.0. And that is as of August 4th.
Yep.
So the shoulder sockets have an additional adjustment rib to control the tightness during assembly. And he said they'll cut it off if they find that the shoulders are too difficult to remove for that particular body.
So they've added tightness that they can remove when they're assembling.
Right. They go, oh, that's too tight. We gotta loosen it up.
And the cool thing here is it actually is working to adjust for the Pear body and the eventual new guy's body, where they might have issues holding things. They might need it tighter,
right?
Because there's more vinyl there, and it might want to push it out.
Right, the vinyl will be pushing against the other body part, and it'll force it out of the socket if it's not tight enough.
Yeah, those shoulders are going to be much bigger than the current ones. The current shoulders are very much tight to the frame.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and, he's got that in parentheses. The new guy's body is in development, people. He is working on it.
Yep.
He has not completely abandoned the boys.
All right. So that was the Evolve frame. We do have the big news this past week has been the Typhoon coming in and maybe making landfall like now-ish in Japan. Tokyo was right directly in the path, but it looks like it has moved more west and will be... it's still going to hit.
It's going over Osaka.
Yeah, it's still going to hit Tokyo, but it's not going like directly. The worst of it is not going over.
So Volksland, not Smart Doll Land.
But here's the thing. This may still shut down DHL flights coming in and out of there, things like that. So be aware. Stay tuned on the Smart Doll Land Twitter account for updates. Because you may get delays on your shipping. In the end, it's all going to be well within the 15-day allotted time that he says on the website. But it might take a day or two longer than usual.
Right. Whenever there's any kind of a natural disaster, all infrastructure and resources get reprioritized towards dealing with whatever is happening.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on, there's the what's happening during it, and then there's any sort of results, damage from that. We've likelihood is everyone's going to be safe and fine. But we do, hope the best for you all. Be safe. And yes, everyone else, expect delays and be pleasantly surprised if everything works out.
Right.
All right.
Back to Pear Girls.
Back to Pear Girls. So this is an update that Danny put out about the Pear Girls, and he said, good news, bad news. Or disconcerting news, I think is what he says. The shins and the medium busts molds are ready. The initial casts have several blemishes due to lingering residue from the 3D prints used in the electroplating process. They're now going to eliminate the residue, re-sandblast the interior for a matte finish, and then they're on their way to the production molds.
They're going full force at it. They're gonna get it done.
Yeah. On the disconcerting side, as Danny says, he has been getting feedback. He even talks about feedback from acquaintances of his, like, you know, people who are like will stop by the shop, you know, even which I think they're still closed, so you can see they are somebody who is probably a long time
customer, or who has been in touch with him to get let into the shop or whatever,
and shows them the Pear body, and their reaction is to laugh at it. And Danny says this so many times, like, the more you laugh at this stuff, the more you tell me it's the wrong thing to do, the more I'm going to do it. To quote Daft Punk, harder, faster, better. No, I got it wrong. Anyway.
Harder, faster, better, stronger.
I was almost there.
You had it.
So it's he's basically like, it's one of those things where you start to learn who your friends are.
Yep.
Somebody, a sort of a long time sort of podcasting friend of mine, who I haven't talked to in ages, but I still follow on Twitter. They posted, I think, about something completely different, but about the concept of firing your customers. And Danny is doing a lot of that right now. All of these things that he does when he's showing, what people are saying, their feedback and the negativity, and basically going, I don't care, I'm going to do it anyway because, like a billion of reasons. Is basically like, learning to figure out how to reduce, it's like reducing your customer base by focusing on making like one singular great thing and not trying to please everybody.
Right. Like, I don't want to waste my resources on somebody that doesn't align with what I want to do.
Exactly. And they shouldn't be doing the same thing. He encourages them all the time. Like go buy from somebody else. Don't waste your
time on my product because it's not what you want.
Yeah. It is really quite amazing. Thank you, Redhead's Ramblings. They say, there it is. Be seen with Smart Doll.
Yeah. I love that I love the double entendre of that. I think it's great.
It's especially because it's like as the follow up to Keep Calm and Carry a Smart Doll.
Yeah.
It's like
just be seen with one.
Yep. So there is, I think everyone is probably going to get this. Like, there's going to be a new wave of anxiety about going out and like going out with a paired doll or something like that, and people's reactions to it. And it's just, it's hard. And I'm sure it does get to Danny, but it's like, you just have to keep telling yourself that this means something. Like, it's
important. It's important to enough people that those few people that have seen it and laugh at it are not as important, in my opinion.
Yeah. They did talk about, which I don't get, at least not on a shouldn't. This is the problem. Everyone has their preferences. We talked about it last week. Everyone has preferences, the things they like or dislike. But the saying that everyone should or should not, like, they shouldn't exist, or you should, like, take pictures of them a certain way, is ridiculous. Somebody apparently said that their belly should not be visible.
Right. I mean, and I can hear that from, like, I can see myself, like I said this to you earlier. Oh, my pear-shaped smart doll will wear bikinis and crop tops and things like that, and her belly will show. I personally don't do that for myself, but that's different to me.
Here's the thing, though. You and I were talking about this, like, because they're vinyl and they're hard vinyl, even with soft vinyl, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference unless you have really tight elastic. Clothes don't fit the same way on a doll as they do on a human. Humans squish and yeah, jiggle and overflow.
Yeah. Whereas when she puts her pants on, they stay sitting smooth.
Yeah. And I think this is part of why, and the design of her, she looks phenomenal. Even with, like, I like the little love handle area. I like the little crease on the side.
And the in like that black lingerie, the belly is cute.
Yep. Yeah. Laura Lee Creation says, "I love her belly." Sorry, I had a little. Never mind. So yeah, I just don't understand why everyone thinks that they need to tell like what's okay for people to show or not.
We had another super chat from the Barbie Witch.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Barbie Witch. Barbie Witch says, "For love of a doll's handles." Yeah. I think the cool thing is we're finding out who the people, just who in the community are, open and caring about other people, right? And like, and I say that, like, it's not that you can't be open to caring and do this, but it's like, I don't know, like, it's, I don't need, if you're gonna go out and just spew out, toxicity, it's gonna be very obvious, and clearly Danny is gonna call you out on it.
Right.
Even if you email. So this is kind of the big thing, and obviously the story of the week for us. Somebody emailed Danny and wanted to know when white is going to be available. There's a bit of ridiculousness to this, but they go so far as to label this an act of racism.
Yeah, which that's a whole nother ball of wax. But
I mean, again, this is the whole, like, resorting to calling this racist because assuming that this is a person who has been around a while, they want milk. They just, I mean, like, let's call it what it is. They want the milk skin tone. Yeah. They want the really pale white.
Like semi-white or whatever, which is even whiter than milk.
Right.
From Volks.
There are lots of, that's a good point. Lots of other, Volks has like 3 skin tones and they cap out around cinnamon.
They have more than 3 that they just are not all available.
What I'm saying, oh, okay. So, but the most of, like, the 3 that's, like, typically available, like, their tan is basically cinnamon.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know how you can look at cinnamon and not
think that represents white. Like, I don't get it. I'm like, I feel fully I have milk, I have cinnamon, I feel fully represented by cinnamon. And I'm a very pale person.
Yeah, I don't, it is, like, and the idea of it being racism, I'm like, just because maybe your skin tone is not, I mean, you're white, Sandy. Like, you are pretty darn white, and cinnamon works. Like, you're not pale. Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I am like Northern European, and like, I mean, my background is like German, Irish, Scots, English. Like, I'm white.
Yeah, I mean, even people who are like, I mean, here's the thing. Milk is basically anemic. like it is, you know, I mean, maybe he needs to bring it back just to represent that. But there is this element of, like, it's not racist. Like everyone wants more colors. We all agree. We would love milk to be back. Like, we would love, we're really excited for coffee. We would love, we're kind of getting it ish, still fantasy, but ish. We're getting a really dark tone with Black Navy, but that's going to be come and gone.
Yep.
Everyone wants more shades. We're not going to get them.
He now has 17 employees. There's like 19 of them total or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, and he's not, I mean, yeah, he's got a few floors in a building, but it's not a massive space. Like, he can only produce so much at a time. Yep. And these dolls are a luxury item. You know?
Yeah. And it's one thing to be like, I am, you know, I am saying, like, I'm discriminating by saying somebody who is a particular way, I will not sell to them.
Right.
I mean, he does, but that's when you do things.
That's an like, ethical, moral type.
Well, that's when you do things like harass his team, and like, that's like a normal standard business thing. There's no discrimination happening here, people. You all know this. I'm preaching to the choir, I know, but
yeah, I mean, and I said to John, I was like, look at his team. I mean, granted, yes, he has several Japanese people that work for him, but that's because he's in Japan.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are people with light skin tones. There are people with dark skin tones. I believe he's either British or he's British is one of the guy that works with him, I think. There is a Caucasian person that works with him. I mean, the team is fairly diverse, you know?
Yeah. This is, again, you know, it's just trolls, people with way too much time on their hands, and drawing connections. Like this is like, you're playing the racism card for something that is like so not racist, it's ridiculous. All to just get what you want, which is, I want, you know, and the idea that this would get what you want. The idea that this is actually going to have any impact.
And then it goes to the point where he's like, 11% of the population worldwide is white. Right. Well, and then, but you have a doll with vitiligo, and that only affects 0.5% and 1% to 1% of the population. So why can't you make white instead?
And the idea that a private business should, you know, make dolls. I mean, to a large extent, he's made very white dolls for a very long time, and you know, the controversy over cinnamon is years gone by.
Right.
Like, the changes happened. We're all on board now.
Yeah. I mean, that happened. The dumping of milk happened since we've been collecting.
Yeah.
Like, fairly early on when we were collecting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I feel like I need like an animation for like troll.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it really, this person needs to look in the mirror, and that's basically all I have to say.
White.
What?
Not actually white.
Right.
Table, white. Not actually white.
So, speaking of trolls, some of you have maybe noticed that our website, Smart Doll Guru, was sort of down. It technically was accessible, but when you went there, there was a giant red scary screen that said this could not be trusted. That this was basically
possibly a phishing site,
and things like that. I checked for like signs of hacking and like there actually being like, you know, maybe it was hacked and malware was put on there or something like that, and maybe this is legitimately something I have to solve. No, it's just a troll. So hey, we've apparently made it. Now they're trolling a community website for like tracking information about Smart Doll.
Yeah, I mean, it could also be too that it, you know, like there was all those fake sites coming up that were Smart Doll something, Smart Doll US and stuff like that, and we may have gotten lumped in.
I don't know how anybody, you know, would mistake Smart Doll Guru as a sales website, or I mean, it like or a phishing, because it doesn't ask for information anywhere.
Nope, the only thing that's on there is a thing that's saying if you want any of our t-shirts, go to, you know, if you want the Smart Doll Guru t-shirt or whatever, go to myladydisdain.com. But that actual URL is not a sales page. It's we're not asking you for any money when you go to that page, and there's nothing wrong with it.
So, if it happens again, which who knows, probably will, you can decide, it's up to you, you can decide to take the risk and hit like more info or details and say just go in anyway. You can also, in the more info section, report it as like a mistake, as an error, that it actually is fine. So we did it. It took about, I don't know, 3-4 days or something like that. It was annoying. So not a phishing site, not scamming you, totally a resource for you, and for everybody in the community. And as far as we know, you should feel safe going there. Yeah. And if there is a reason to be concerned, we will certainly let you know. Check out in the Discord. And while you're there, or before you go there, I should say, we should check in with Mirai. And she would like you to give this video a thumbs up.
And how can you resist that? I mean, come on. She's so freaking cute. And all she's doing is this.
Look, she fits in your palm of your hand. We really appreciate getting this out to more people. It really helps spread the word, and I think it's really important because there's so much, like, there's so many people that just don't get updated on stuff. Yeah. And especially with the scams, we will point out, like, scam websites. We have links in the descriptions to the only three websites that you should be purchasing Smart Dolls from. If it looks too good to be true, it is. There's no website with, there's no legitimate website selling Smart Dolls at $99. So please be careful. Stay away from those websites, and if you can find a way to like report them, please do.
Yeah, you know what, I gotta say, I want to take a minute to say it starts to get a little frustrating too on social media when I see like people asking these questions, and I know that like we answered the question on the news, the previous news, and it's not everyone watches the news, and not everyone watches through all of the news. So it's just a matter of just trying to at least get out there more and get more opportunity for people to see what's on. I mean, all of this stuff, really, what you're getting from us is maybe some analysis, of like deeper discussion about things. You can see this by his Twitter account, but I think there's a lot of people who just don't go on X. Right. I'm sorry, X. X. Right.
Still happening.
Yeah, like what do you can't tweet about anything anymore. You X about something?
No, they haven't changed that yet. Right. It's gonna get so old. Like the day we forget that Twitter like even was a thing, and we actually start not saying tweet, is gonna be very weird.
It's what's going to make you feel really old is when the little kids growing up that didn't know that it was called Twitter are like,
Right?
what are you talking about? And you're like, oh man, I'm old.
All right. We're going to do some behind the scenes, but before we do, let's check out this.
We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our making plans up as we go. Where we dance when no one knows just how we want it. We want it. Going left, going right. Doesn't matter tonight, just how we want it. We want it. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance on our own. We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone.
That's right. The definitely safe, not red barred website for Smart Doll Guru is available at smartdollguru.com for all your smart doll listing needs. Yeah, before we move on, a couple of things to cover. Thank you, W. Corden and Redhead's Ramblings for your super chats. W. Corden said, is it me, or has this behavior come out of the blue and reached a fever pitch quickly?
I would say no. I think what's happening is, you know, from things that we've heard, I think Danny is just being more open about the kinds of mail he gets on a regular basis.
Yep, he's just putting it back out there, and you know, he's it's like it's constantly amplifying, but like those like things, it's again, I think it's about very clearly restating and restating, this is not who we are. Like, this is who we are, and it's not that. And you know, if you're aligned with whatever they were saying, you can go shop elsewhere.
Right. I mean, the thing with like the Pear body and everything, that's going to incite some criticism because it's new. It's a new thing. And every time you do innovate,
and the, you know, society, the world is in general fat phobic. Yep. Straight up. And it's unfortunate, but it's, you know, it is what it is, and Danny is working through it. And yeah, every week it's a little bit of something else because of the Pear body. And I think a lot of that is also because Danny is doing so much work and putting out constant updates as well. When Danny's quieter, they quiet down as well.
I wanted to go back onto Redhead's Ramblings, I believe it was. Somebody, this one, party timed over. Join the Discord. Definitely do that. But she said something about that X was like New Coke.
Yes.
And it just made me think, like, when New Coke came out, we were like one of the households that like ran around to all of the like the stores that still had the supply of the old Coke before they came out with Coke Classic, and stocked up on it.
Yeah, I mean, they Twitter really should have gone the route of Crystal Pepsi, obviously. All right, so let's move on to...
We got the long t-shirts that normally go with the Mori outfit, so these could actually be new colors for the Mori girl ensemble, but they could just be new t-shirts that he's putting out.
Well, it is Mori girl tee.
Yeah, it does say that, but whether he's actually going to do the whole set again or whether these are just going to come out as t-shirts, which I think that would be great. Because a lot of
they're really good shirts.
They're really good t-shirts. And they like, because you can tuck them in, you can like blouse them and stuff like that. You can do a tan French tuck. And they work really, really well. Yeah, I love those t-shirts. Yeah. And I love those colors too. That sort of purpley periwinkle color is great.
I've lost myself because the microphone was banging against something. Enu thing. I wonder how much of this it can't be because of the timing, but this is a crop sweater.
That's like it's like the red one. It's like the one that we have on Roxy.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
So we've got I think that's that bluish gray and a green. But I just find this sort of combine this with the whole Pear girls shouldn't show their tummies thing, and it's just like...
What's great is you can do that as a crop tee and let the belly show a little bit, or you could put one of those Mori girl tees underneath it and let it hang down, and it'll be very, very cute.
Yep. Very nice. And some other regular sweaters, although we don't see what they're called. This isn't like... I don't think we've really seen like this.
It looks like a different knit than the one that we have.
Look at the pattern.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And
it's like it's some of the textured yarn or something.
Yeah, interesting. So yeah, that looks like a new sweater. Here we have our girl. This is the face up that Danny showed on the T-Girl. And her name is right here. And I believe yes, okay, so that's got the little accents and that doesn't. Oh, those are different. They looked. My brain was like, these are the same characters. This can't be right. This says Deborah or Deborah.
Yeah, I'm wondering why is it Deborah? Is it somebody's name, or do those sounds mean something else?
I think it's just Deborah. I think he took an English name and used just their phonetic language to sound it out. And I mean he can only do so much, but I don't know if what it means exactly, if there meaning behind the code name,
right?
It's hard to say, but she's very cool. And we can see so this is the color instructions of what colors go where on each of these things. Here is a real nice close-up of her face up. Now this isn't entirely finished. So this is much darker in the end, but that's like the first layer, I think. I think you can see, yeah, you can see down here. Another layer goes on top.
Can you put it back down to the other one for a second?
Sure.
Okay, I just wanted to see the difference in the eye. And just looked, I thought it was different, but it's not. It's the same one.
Then we have this girl. Now this is definitely the G8.
Mm-hmm.
This is not all right. My brain keeps wanting to go future, but it's
Right.
not.
Is that 40? That's not 40 though, because the eyebrows are wrong.
Right. Resilient?
Maybe?
Or just one on its own.
Yep.
It's hard to say. But it's nice to see some freckle girls.
Mm-hmm. We have seen future, haven't we? Do you have that picture?
No, we haven't. There's no future.
No, I thought we had.
No. This is interesting. The Union Jack in gold and black. I'm not trying to rhyme.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
I don't know. Like, I kind of want this to be a little bit brighter on the gold myself, but it is interesting seeing alternative versions of the flag. Although it just seems kind of like, I don't know. Are people gonna yell at Danny for like desecrating the UK flag? But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm wondering. I'm trying to think of like what you would. I mean, you could put it on a Cocoa Girl, but this would probably go better on like tea or
Yeah.
like the stronger colors, the red, the normal Union Jack looks great on a Cocoa Girl.
I would like to see this as a t-shirt.
Sure.
I think it would make a really good t-shirt.
Yep, and we may be crashing.
Oh, we don't like that.
We'll go back to here, and I will I will do something about that. Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It just crashed.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry.
Sandy crashed too.
I crashed. Yes, I did. Oh my goodness.
Don't mind us.
We're not doing a live stream or anything.
Photos.
We could talk about Kanashimi.
It's a little late for that at this point.
But she's right. But I mean, how cute is this outfit?
Okay, let's take a second now that you've pointed it out.
Especially since your next cute up thing applies. This is one of the Volk Cyber outfits. And they've done a second one, and they can all be mixed and matched together, which is really cool. So, yeah, I like it.
Lee says the program's crashed, but Sandy blue screened. Yeah, it's very cool. I like this a lot. I saw like I want to.
You want it tighter? You want to do it differently? I know. I like it the way it is. I like it swingy like that.
Anyway, back to the photos. Cybergirl. I think this is one of the few times that we've seen like the back. Maybe I'm not sure. I gotta say, now that we're seeing more of of it, I like this a bit better than I did. I still don't know that it's sold me in terms of like wanting to buy one myself personally. but we get an interesting view of multiple sides. Here's the front and the back.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I could see using this to, like, paint, like, use those panel lines as paint lines and customize it.
Mm-hmm.
And give her, like, some metallic parts, metallic plates and things like that, or a color or something like that. That would look really cool.
Cornflower Blue says, I'm distracted by that guy in the back.
That's David from April Fools.
Yep.
He's still got the sticker over his privates.
Yep. So good. So that's looking very nice. And we also have our last item here is the wig for the sort of suggested wig from someone on Twitter, I think, mocked it up.
For Black Navy. That's a
yeah.
beautiful color. It's a really stunning color.
Yeah, I love that color. It is teal. So that is the end of the behind the scenes for this week. And the news. We do hope that you are finding the people around you in this community that are gonna be there to support you, and and if you haven't yet, you should join our Discord. We will be hanging out in the general voice chat in a few minutes after we end the stream, and you're welcome to pop in and say hello. We'd love to hear from you.
Give us your questions and hang out with us. Sometimes we talk about dolls. Sometimes we talk about other things.
Yep.
Just a fun time to hang out, non-toxic environment.
It does, though, take us a few minutes to switch things over to be ready to go for Discord. So, but I'll pop in there and get it going as quickly as possible. Yeah, that's it.
Bye.
Bye.